Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Debbie and today I know I owe us the May reading for our water signs, but for right now I'm talking about Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and I'm doing a general reading for that and a tarot card for each sign so you know what to expect. So Pluto, we know, is in Aquarius. It's been there since last year, and it will be there for like 19 plus years. So we know the effects Pluto has on the world when it's in Aquarius, right? Last time it was there, the United States gained its independence, became an independent country. So it has a huge effect, right? It's about independence. So when Pluto goes retrograde, and it's retrograde from yesterday, May 4th, through October 13th. So we have a 5 month span. But this is a good retrograde. This is a deep reflection time for us all. It's a time to look within. And for some, there may be some shadow work. For some, it will be deeper shadow work. And for others, it'll be kind of dusting off some of the stuff that needs to be changed. But we're looking at ourselves now. What is working for us? What do we need to gain personal independence from? Whether it is our relationships and everything, right? Everything is relationship. Your job, your friends, your home, your community, the way you move through the world and interact with everything, that's all relationship. So a lot of us are going to be asked to look at our personal relationship within our own self. And then from there, how that filters out the things that we're excited about, the things that we're enjoying, and the things that we don't like, right? And this has been the theme since the beginning of the year, or probably a little bit before that. So we're going to go right into it. This is a very general reading, and then I'll pull a tarot card for each sign. So we're going to start off with a yogic path. Since we're getting into the really roots of ourselves, I thought a really deeply rooted deck would come into play. Goddesses Guidance Oracle deck. I'm using the traditional Rider-Waite tarot today, and I'm closing out with a deck I have not used on here, Nature's Healing Oracle. It'll be interesting to see what this holds for us. So just in general, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Like, what is this holding for all of us collectively? And if you don't have this deck, a yogic path, this is a gift from my friend Brielle for my birthday last year. We are sister Sagittarians. There is the back of the deck though, just because. So let's see a yogic path thing. What guidance is here? We'll take the card that dropped out. And this says Pitta. So this is your dosha. If anyone dives or deals with Ayurvedic medicine or healing, Pitta is one of your doshas. I am a Pitta. But let me see if I can find this in here. Okay, it's page number 33, so if the number 33 resonates with anyone. So if you want to know what your dosha is, type in dosha quiz, DOSHA, and that will help you out. So Pitta. The fiery dosha, powerful, strong-willed, and feisty, which some of the traits that some of us are going to be pulling to the surface in order to manifest and create, to break free from the things that are not working for us in order to move into the life that we want. Fire and water are the two most powerful elements that can create and destroy anything. Together they create Pitta, which is empowering you today. You are in a determined place in your life. You know what you want, and a fire has been set underneath your seat to achieve it. You are setting goals for yourself and focused on the task at hand. Perhaps this is a time to emerge as a leader and teach others your strength and wisdom. You are transforming the world with your actions. Don't just lose connection with the water within you and remember to play. Just don't lose connection with the water within you and remember to play. So, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I will leave it at that. So, the spark. And if you go back to the readings that we're doing, there's a lot of fire energy. And it's a lot of inspiration. It's a lot of lighting up the things that bring you joy, that used to bring you joy that you had forgotten about. And a lot of childhood things are going to come up for some of us. Good memories, some things, some traumas that need healing. And that's part of the process. And some things, like I was cleaning out some things from my former husband yesterday. And I came across, with my kids. And I came across some pictures. And it was just like, aw, like pictures that I had never even, if I had seen them, I didn't even remember them. And pictures of myself and my girlfriends, like way back, even before I had kids. And it was just like remembering those times and the smile and like, what do I miss about that? And what didn't I like about that? So sometimes going to your past, not to live there, but it can remind you what things lit you up and what things didn't. So dive into your pitta. And again, it's a dosha, D-O-S-H-A test. I take mine probably every 3 or 4 years, just in case anything changes. It generally does not change for me. But it's very interesting, the Ayurvedic principle of health and wellness. It gives you a list of foods to eat and all these other things. So it's really informative. Damara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. This card I don't think has ever come out in all the years I've been using this deck. So Damara, I will hold this up in a second. So maybe some of you, and it said in the book, use what you've been through to teach and help others. So maybe some of you are going into teaching children or becoming child therapists or psychologists or even physicians, right? Because the Ayurvedic element, one can be gentle and a fierce protector simultaneously. My vigilant focus on keeping harmony within households stems from my desire for children to maintain their youthful awe, AWE, and sense of wonder. How else will we ensure that they'll see and speak with the fairies? How else will we foster the communication or the continuation of children's healing laughter? Join me in guiding the children, and you'll see your own imagination sparked by these young beings. Your own enthusiasm and youthful spirit attracts the children's respect and attention. I'll lead you toward young people who can benefit from your help. So spend time with or have a heart-to-heart talk with your own children. Get into a career involving helping kids. Volunteer with young people. Know that children will be coming into your life soon. If you're a parent, some of you will be becoming parents for the first time. Take care of your own inner child. Very strong message. As our Pluto, again, this is 5 months, so we have a long time to let this digest into our system. But 5 months also goes by very quickly. So, and it is starting in the spring, right? It's still spring, and it's going to culminate in the fall. So big transformational seasons. The spring is a time of rebirthing, and the fall is a time of releasing. So if we look at that duality, once Pluto ends its retrograde, let's not be surprised if some things start to fall away in our life. Some things that we want to fall away, and maybe some things that we don't. So just keep that in mind. So again, take a look at what you're take a look at what you're resisting. That's going to be a big clue for you as to how you can work with Pluto in retrograde. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So let's pull our tarot. And this is again for the collective community. And again, take what resonates with you. Because not all of this, I watch several card readers, and some of it resonates with me, and some of it doesn't. And then once in a while, the reading in general will not resonate, but they will say something that I go, oh, that's what I need from this reading. I don't need the whole thing, but I needed that piece of information, or yes, that is exactly what's moving through my life right now, or how I'm moving. One card face down, the Six of Wands. Face up. Five of Pentacles face up. Six of Cups. Okay, going back to your childhood memories. We'll see what else comes out for us. Okay, it's a whole bunch of cards. Three cards face down, three cards face up. So, like, some things are going to be easier to understand or to come by, and some things might be on a little side of mystery. Let me just move these out of the way, so I have a little more space to work here. I don't know if you can, no, you probably can't see. We'll see what else comes out of, oh, Death card. Popped right on that, Major Arcana. So change, transformation, and like I said, this is starting in the spring. It culminates in the fall. The spring is about new beginnings. The fall is about releasing what you don't need. Death is, the rebirthing, but it is letting go of the past, moving into the future. Okay, you're good shuffling. Ten of Pentacles on the root. So the root is the foundation of this, right? So this is what we're going for. Completion, success, comfort, having everything that you need taken care of and having it available to you. King of Wands, fire energy, right? Pitta. Pitta is fire energy. The King of Wands, the ultimate fire. Ace of Cups. So we'll stop there. We'll get into this. So we have face down the Tower. We have the Tower and Death. Tower at the beginning, Death towards the end. So here's the thing. What you resist is what you need to look at. If you continue to resist, the world or the universe or universal forces or energy has this way of putting you where you need to be if you're resistant. If you have a lot of health problems that are coming up, you have a lot of stress, tension, and anxiety in your life, and your blood pressure is starting to get high, and you're feeling tired and fatigued, then this is the universe's way of telling you. And I'm using an example from somebody, one of my gym members that is someone in their family is going through something. And this is exactly what they're going through. But they're refusing to change the way they live their life. They're refusing to change the way they eat. They're refusing to move their body. They're refusing to cut back on their work. They're just charging in even harder instead of listening to the signs that are pulling them back. So this is just an example. But if you don't listen, your world will start to crumble. And if you sit there and go, everything's falling apart, but you were given signs, right? You've been given information as to what needs to be changed. And if you don't listen, it's going to start breaking apart. But here's the thing. You can guide, right? This is coming in through the top of the tower. So for some of you, this can be your crown chakra, your connection to your higher self. Now, there's a couple cards face down. We'll see if any of them end up being the Empress. But this is also your connection to yourself, right? Your intuition. And if you just, maybe this isn't a big tower, but maybe you start to open up to the possibility that you don't know everything. And like, I don't know everything. I know very little as far as how the world itself is. But if you start to open up yourself to the potential that maybe there's more, then what happens? Then you start to feel a little proud of yourself. You go, oh, wait a minute. I decided to open up through this change. And I'm moving myself in a direction that it's a little unknown to me. But I'm really proud of the steps I've taken. We have the Five of Pentacles, though. Change, any type of change, but especially when we are changing our life, the way we live, or the beliefs that we have, or our jobs, or our city, or our home, or the type of car we drive, or the clothes that we wear. Some people were going to shut us out. And this is the thing. People don't want change because they don't want their friends to change. They don't, But if you start to make changes for the better for yourself, and if your friends say, oh, you've changed, like you no longer fit with us, then they're not true friends. Or maybe you've just outgrown that. So some of you may be resistant. This could be a resistant moment, but I don't think so. Maybe a little resistance. I don't think so. Because you've got the pit of energy, right, guiding you. Like, you have this spark of ambition to move forward. Some things are going to have to go. Some things are going to have to be shed in order for you to move forward. Like, we have the Six of Cups. Did I not say I wonder if the Empress was going to come out? And here she is. And the card was face down. You saw that. Going back, what are the things that brought you simple pleasure, simple joy? Kids, you pick a dandelion, a little yellow dandelions, and they're excited, right? They don't need a whole lot. It's just something, a little gift excites them. A little spark. A little spark. All of these cards are talking about children. This is your childhood. Reminiscing. And maybe some of the things in your adulthood, some of the things of the simplicity of your childhood have gotten lost in the adulthood. So we're starting to make space for that to come back in. We're recognizing that we have the ability ourselves to take that interest within us, or that flame, or that inner spark, and move forward with it. And if people don't want to join us, then that's fine. We have free will. They don't have to join us. You can still be friends on the surface, but you're moving to a higher place. You're allowing yourself to feel simple joys in life and get, they say life is hard. Life has hard moments, but if you're connected to yourself and your inner joy, then you kind of navigate that and say, what am I learning? And here we go. The Empress. Again, if I asked if this card was coming up, and here it is. You're setting yourself up for comfort. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, you don't want this. Like, anyone or anything that's going to shut you out or tell you have to conform to their way in order to have value, you're going to start moving away from. You're finding value in your own, value in your own journey. What are the things, that simple, easy things that bring a smile onto your face? You're coming into a new community. Three of Pentacles. This is a new community, either you're joining or that is going to make its way to you. Because you're going from this to this. And when it gets time for the transformation, you're fine. Because you know who you are. You know that in that transformation, abundance, prosperity, maybe wealth, comfort, everything that you thought you could never have is going to open up for you. King of Wands, right? The hierarchy of the minor arcana, the higher of the archetypes. It's time to have some fun. Again, he is a fire sign. Wands are fire. This is fire. There's definitely a fire in the crown here. Pitta is fire energy. You're being asked to lean in to what lights you up, that passion within your own body, within your soul. The Empress will remind you of that. Do you want this? Or do you want to keep hanging out with people who are this? And again, I said at the beginning, we are the culmination of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And those people want to continue to suffer, and you know, like, you have it within you to move forward into something so much sweeter and so much more comfortable. And in a community with diversity and compassion and understanding, then no matter what changes the world or the universe or your soul has contracted to go through, you're fine. Because it's doing so to bring you to your highest elevation. To understand your role in this world. Taking care of yourself. Ace of Cups. This could be new love. This is about loving yourself. Completely loving yourself and honoring the needs of all aspects of yourself. The needs of how you need to be loved. The kind of home you want to live in, the kind of clothes you want to wear, the company that you keep. This is a big major growth, and you have the option, we all have options. You have the option of accepting it and saying, yes, thank you. I'm going to do this. Or you can say, no, I'm going to continue to resist. Which means that this tower, as this lightning bolt will now not just hit the top, but it will come all the way around and the whole foundation will break down. And you'll be left out in the cold. Instead of living here, being here, you have a choice. And you get to, and the thing is, you get to choose, right? That's the beauty of this life. You get to choose. So, Nature's Healing Oracle. This is using power of plants for physical, and spiritual well-being. So, I've not used this deck before. So, I've had it. And, I went on this thing where I bought a bunch of decks. Didn't use all of them. So, let's pull this out. And let's see. This is just for the whole community. And then we'll pull a couple cards for each sign as we go through. So I'm just going to close my eyes because I can see like the colors and I don't want to have to see that. Okay. My eyes are closed. I'm just going to cut the deck. And whatever this card is on the top, we will take. And it is olive oil. And it says, the meaning is the smoothness of life. My path in life is smooth and easy. Again, you can choose. Not that there are not, that's not to say that there won't be bumps in the road. But when you're connected and when you're like, okay, what is this showing me? Where is this taking me? When you let go of the resistance, then it becomes so much easier. Okay. Olive oil. Here we go. And it says, olive oil represents a smooth, untroubled path. It allows the wheels of our life to turn easily and consistently. It symbolizes our capacity to have an easy transit from one stage of life to another, and incorporates the life skills that we learn at each step along the path so we can manage the next step. And again, the affirmation is, my path in life is smooth and easy. I love this. I'm going to have to use these cards a little more often. So this is the general reading. I'm going to pull out cards for each individual sign, starting with Aries. And we'll just see what comes up. Probably just a couple of cards for each sign, or whatever falls out of the deck. Because you can't rush, you can't tell Spirit what you will or will not accept. You need to let Spirit do its thing. So, for our Aries friends, what do they need to know? What guidance do you hold for our Aries friends as Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius? You didn't have to go too far. Temperance. This is the sign of Sagittarius. So we have, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot like on a stone that's not really steady. Although guidance, right? From the other side, this is archangel guidance. And it is creating, the sun in the background, pouring from one chalice to another, alchemizing or creating what you want. Stepping into the water from an unstable place. So some of you are coming from a place of feeling unstable or unsure into a place of certainty because you're creating that for yourself, Aries. There you go, Aries. Let's go to Taurus. What does the Pluto retrograde in Aquarius hold for our Taurus friends? When the cards jump out, they jump out. Hierophant. 2 major arcanas right away, right? The Hierophant, he is the masculine counterpart to the Empress that we pulled for the collective community. So when we look at that, that's about balance and harmony. The Hierophant, this is for Taurus, and this is a Taurus card. It's about structure. It is about order. I want to say law and order, but it is about structure. It is about order. It is about, for some, it can be very absolutes. You're leaning into things that are absolutely right for you and not going into things or moving away from things that are not absolutely right for you. It's almost like a black and white line, or a very, very strong line for our Taurus friends. It's like they've stopped questioning and they're into this place of really definite knowing. And it's a feeling. It's going to come, from your soul, which is in the pineal gland, which is at the soft spot, and down about 1 inch and straight back from your third eye. This is going to come from a place of absolute knowing. Some of you may be going into as becoming spiritual leaders. I was going to say spiritual practice, but that's not what they're telling me. They're saying some Tauruses would be called to become spiritual leaders, or to teach people what you've learned and how spirit, your connection to spirit or divine source, has guided you. Good job, Taurus. Can't wait to see what comes up for you. Gemini. How's our Gemini friends? Our air signs, our first air sign of the zodiac. Okay. Card comes out. Empress. And of course, again, another major arcana. So our first 3 signs, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, right away. Major arcana. So like some of our Geminis, I feel like you're in a position where you're no longer going to back down from things. You're going to start standing your ground or owning who you are. And as for some, this can be a really big movement. Because Geminis sometimes like to be the people pleasers. It's the duality, the twins, the two faces of the coin, right? And they tend to like to be people pleasers, but some of you are going to come into your own self and you're going to take your seat and you're going to say, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want. And you're going to be a little immovable, which is a really good stance for you, because you tend to like to shuffle your emotions around to align with the people around you. And so you're now starting to align with yourself. And in doing so, you're going to be very comfortable. You're going to be like, yep, see, I'm just going to lean back on my pillows. I'm going to have my scepter in my hand, and I am now taking command of my life. Good job, Gemini. Okay, Cancer. What does this Pluto retrograde hold for our Cancers? And here we go. Queen of Wands. So you're ready to have some fun. You're ready. You have your little kitty here, which is, you know, so in witchcraft or Wicca, this is considered like your familiar, right? Your earthbound guide. We have spiritual guides, and a lot of us have earthbound guides, and they tend to come in forms of pets. So you have your earthbound guide, and you're ready to have some fun, Cancer. You're kind of ready to step out of your shell a little bit. Now we have pulled the King of Wands, right, in the reading for the collective. And the Queen's like, no, I'm sorry. The King wants to have some fun. No, I am the one who created the party. I am the one who set the whole thing up. And I am out having a grand time. So Cancer, you're stepping out of your shell, so to speak. Literally stepping out of your shell and allowing yourself to be illuminated and to shine. And so that could have been like the Six of Wands in the beginning. Could also have been a card specifically for you, because this is you're allowing yourself to shine. You're going to have a good time, and you're getting out of your comfort zone. A lot of pulling out of comfort zones. Leo. How is Leo? How are my friendly Leos doing today? Okay, so Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. What do you hold for our Leo friends? So this card is taking its time to come out. Okay, 2 cards for Leo. 2 of Wands and Ace of Swords. You're starting to gain clarity on the steps you want to take. So some of you, I don't know if you're changing jobs, if you're entrepreneurs and you're changing the way you're running your business, or the business itself is growing and you're waiting for some clarity. So you're kind of like planning things out. You're feeling that little spark. But clarity will come within these 5 months for sure. I don't think it's going to take long, probably right around Leo's season, where you're going to gain some really good clarity. And then you're going to start putting these plans into motion for our Leos. So direct clarity. And this is going to be coming straight at you. It's not going to be something that just kind of comes to mind. This is going to be something very tangible and specific. And for some of you, it might be someone coming to you with an offer, or with an idea, or with a collaboration. Because you're already contemplating something. You're already contemplating some kind of change, Leo. It's already there. You're already kind of like looking out to the future, like, where do I want to go? I know I have all these choices available to me. And right around Leo's season, I think this is when this person is going to step in and they're going to make an offer for you. And I feel like it's collaboration. But you can let us know. Virgo. How is Virgo? How are my friendly Virgos? Oh, I'm sorry. I have everything shut off, all my notifications, and they still make their way on to the screen. I don't know. But Virgo, what does Pluto retrograde in Aquarius hold for our Virgo friends? Again, I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, card just popped right on up. Again, you're going to be joining our Gemini friends with the Empress. So because this came out in the whole group, and then it came out for Gemini, and it's coming out for Virgo now. There might be a Virgo Gemini collaboration coming up. Okay, this is going to sound really weird, but I don't know if any Virgos out there are interior designers, or they definitely have a very good flair of how to put things together. Virgos are very well put together, and they're stepping up how they put themselves out into the world. Like they're refining themselves, and Virgos are very refined. I just love them in the way that they speak, in the way that they move through this world. And Virgos, you're stepping up your game. Again, I feel like somebody's going into home interior designing or something to that effect, or maybe fashion designing. But Virgo, you're stepping up your game. You're leaning in. You're allowing yourself to relax and have a good time. And that's it for Virgo. Who is next? I think our Libra friends are next. How is Libra? Okay, so 2 cards fell out for Libra. We have the Hanged Man, Major Arcana, and the Page of Swords. Very interesting. Major Arcana, Minor Arcana. Pages are a messenger. So let's see. Libra, you've been thinking about something for a while. Some of you, I think you're making a job change, although this is not a Pentacles. Or you're getting a promotion in the work that you're doing. And some of you might be taking courses. I think there's an uptick there's a promotion coming for our Libra friends, and they're waiting for the right timing to happen. It's been in the works for a while, and you might not even know about it, Libra. It could be like your leaders have been recognizing everything that you've been doing, and they're just waiting for the right time to tell you. It's probably going to happen right around September, right around the Libra season. For some of you, I think, are going through a breakthrough at work, where again, people have recognized what you're doing. And although this is not Pentacles, there's a big, strong pull that there is a change in work, a promotion coming through work for you. Good job, Libra. Scorpio, how is Scorpio? What does this Pluto retrograde in Aquarius hold for our Scorpion friends? Let's see. Let's shuffle these out and see if anything pops out. Okay, Scorpio. If nothing pops out, here we go. We'll cut the deck, and we don't need to. Okay, Scorpio. 9 of Swords. Let's pull something else out. Because what's bothering you, Scorpio? Scorpios are the death card, right? That is transformation. But some of you have been holding on to a lot of internal stress. Your emotions have been getting the best of you. I want to pull one more. Okay. Page of Wands. Scorpios feels like you've been holding on to a lot of mental stress. Maybe some emotional stress. Your emotions have been getting the best of you. They feel like they're a little overwhelming and you haven't been able to rise above them. Then you have the Page of Wands reminding you that you're maybe taking something too seriously. And it's not as serious as you believe it to be. But I think you've been taking something too seriously. This could have to do, I don't know if you went through a breakup recently, Scorpio. Or recently it could be like within the past year. Which a whole year is a long time, but it's still fairly recent. but you're taking something way too seriously, and you're going to be reminded that it's not as bad as you think, or it's not what you're making it out to be, or maybe to stop the loop in your head, to lean in. You have the ability, you're a water sign, you have the ability to rise above your emotions. Remember that. And you are very psychic, Scorpion, so lean into your natural abilities, and then you'll see that there's a new beginning coming for you. It wasn't as bad as you thought, but there's a new beginning coming for you in a completely different direction of whatever this is. A lot of stuff going on for Scorpio, but you've got this. Let's go into our Sagittarius. How are our Saggies doing today? So the friend that gave me the a Yogic Path deck, she's a Saggy. She's December 12th. She's a 12/12 baby. So let's see what this holds for Sagittarius. The Pluto retrograde. It's one of the few retrogrades, one of the few planets going retrograde that we can kind of lean into and enjoy. It's kind of slowing things down and giving us a real big chance to contemplate. What fell out for Sagittarius? Page of Cups. So some of you Sagittarians are going to have new relationships coming into your life, whether they are love relationships or friend relationships. And for some of you, this is going to be dreams or wishes coming true, something you've been working towards that is finally going to make its way into fruition for you. So new relationships, and again, it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be. But I more get the feeling that this is people more aligned with who you are and how you move through this world. And some wish fulfillment coming for us Saggies. So Saggies, you have to let me know what wishes are coming true for you. Capricorn, how is our Capricorn? What does Pluto, right away. Didn't have to go there. Page of Wands. We just had this for Scorpio. So new beginnings, Capricorn. But you've been dreaming about this for a while. So this is not something that's coming out of nowhere. For Scorpio, it's almost coming out of nowhere. For Capricorns, you've had this, it's almost like an intuitive reception. You've received some information intuitively, and that has stirred something within you, and you've already been planning this. So this is coming for you, or whatever it is that you want to do. This change, and it's going to be a sweet change. It's going to be a little out of your comfort zone, but it's something that's very exciting. So you know how you get excited about something, but you're also a little afraid, but you're also like anticipating something really good. This is for our Capricorn friends. So Capricorns, let me know what this is. I love this. We have Aquarius. How is Aquarius today? Happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way, everyone. Today is May 5th. Okay. 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups, sorry. Complete fulfillment. So wishes, dreams, everything that you can desire in your heart is happening for you. You have an abundance of love around you. There's also some wishes being fulfilled that you didn't know that you had, or that you had set into motion a long time ago. And it's taking a while for them to come into motion for you, or into fruition. But this is complete fulfillment. This is happiness. This is being very lighthearted. And yeah, so Aquarius, you're having a really good time with life right now. So go in and enjoy this. This is for the whole Pluto in retrograde. So yeah, dive in and enjoy that. And we will go to our last sign, which is Pisces. Right? Our water sign. Very psychic. They're beyond intuitive. They're absolutely psychic. And I keep saying I need to do a video on the difference between intuition, psychic, and direct connection to universal divine. So Pisces, what does Pluto retrograde hold for our Pisces friends? And Pisces, our last one, and you're a little slow here to let the cards out, but that's okay. Too many cards. When the whole, yeah, I said this before. When the whole deck or whole stack falls out, that's too many. If it's a couple of cards, yes. But if it's a couple more than that, then no. Okay, Pisces. Okay, here we go. Six of Swords. So what are you escaping from, Pisces? What do you... I almost get the feeling like some are running away, and they could be running away from their thoughts. So they could have some deeper thoughts. So let's see some thoughts that are kind of bothering them. Okay. The moon. You're going to a deeper, well, this is an eclipse moon though. So what are you contemplating on that you have to see in a different light? Let me see if there's anything else that wants to pop out. But you're moving away from something. And it almost feels for Pisces like it's an escapism. Okay, there's nothing else coming out. Like you're escaping something. It could be intrusive thoughts. Although this is not, like the Nine of Swords really looks like intrusive thoughts. And the Six of Swords generally means, you know, moving in a new direction. But sometimes this can feel like a bit of an escape. So it's, what is it? Now you have the Moon card, which is Cancer energy, but it's an eclipse. So there could be some big decisions for our Pisces friends, right? Because we have the eclipse. What are you not seeing clearly, and what do you need to get clarity on? As you move forward, we have like the domestic puppy here and the wolf or the wild side, right? Your domestic or earthly side, and your wilder side or your spiritual side, your independent side. So there's some mental or emotional conflict as you start to move forward, and it's going to take a little bit of time for the Pisces for this to unwind itself, because as you know, during the lunar eclipse, right, like the moon is completely covered, or the solar eclipse, the sun is completely covered. So you might be in a little bit of darkness for a while. You have to wait for this eclipse to open up so you can actually see the path that you want to go down, and which are you going to lead equally with your earthly side and your spiritual side. And there could be a conflict there. There could be somebody or people in your life that are guiding you one way, but you know inside you're being guided a different way. But you're going in new directions, Pisces. Is going to take a little while for this to unwind, for you to gain the full clarity that you need. But it is coming. So everyone, this is your Pluto retrograde in Aquarius reading. Again, it is from May 4th, which was yesterday. I'm a day late on this. All the way through October 13th, so 5 months. But lean into this energy. Lean into it. What is it teaching you? Where is it taking you to? This is probably one of the biggest times, like I said, for personal transformation, to actually move forward in fear, but courageously as well, to create the life that you've been looking to create. Okay, everyone, I know I still owe our water signs their reading. That will be coming on. But until next time, I send you light and love from my soul to yours, and I will see you soon. Enjoy your day, and again, happy Cinco de Mayo.